Sir, we also had an interview with General Parlade last week, and yung basically ang sinasabi niya is he used the word pinipersonal. Pinipersonal daw siya ng mga senador, and kung siya lang daw po ang problema ninyo, bakit daw po idadamay niyo pa yung NTF-ELCAC at ide-defund pa?
Ako po'y tutol na sa pondo na linagay sa NTF-ELCAC. The records of the Senate will show that I have opposed this allocation of 16 billion 440 million, which to me is improperly lodged in a task force, not even in a regular agency. And this budget of the task force is even bigger than, let's say, the allocation for a regular agency like the Department of Labor or the Department of Trade. So it is totally improper to me. And yes, this is for the so-called 822 barangays who are considered as cleared barangays. And it covers projects like school buildings, vaccinations, etc. So all that we are saying is maybe since many of these barangays, many of these projects can be postponed towards the latter part of the year. There's no harm in that. In the meantime, let us realign these budgetary allocations to ayuda because mas kailangan natin ngayon ang ayuda. And this can be done under the General Appropriations Act. It can be done under the broad powers of the President as one who executes the budget. It can be done. So, as a matter of policy, we believe it is a correct policy that we should postpone the implementation of the barangay development program to the latter part of the year and use the funds first for our ayuda and our vaccination program. Remember that the 70 billion or so in the General Appropriations Act for the vaccination program is not even funded. Let me repeat that. The 70 billion vaccination program under the General Appropriations Act is not funded. It is under the unprogrammed funds. What does that mean? It can only be funded through loans or there is an excess in revenue collection. Obviously, there is no excess in revenue collection, so we rely on the loans. That is to be secured. On the other hand, the 19 billion for the anti-insurgency or the funds that will be managed by ELCAC under the Barangay Development Program is already funded. It is covered by the appropriation of funds. In other words, these are already available. Yung vaccination program funds are not even available at this stage. So there is logic, there is reason, it is a correct policy that given what we have, let us give priority to the needs of our people under the ayuda program. The budget, and in the President's approval of the budget, he has marked certain items for later release. Specific po yan. Tawag namin for later release, FLR. Kagaya ng mga projects which are sponsored by members of Congress, it is marked for later release. But this one, the 19 billion anti-insurgency fund, of which 16 billion 440 million is under the direction of the NTF-ELCAC, is not subjected to the qualification for later release. And therefore, the power is within the president as part of his power to execute the budget to defer implementation of this program for the 822 barangays who, if we are going to accept the explanation, are already cleared. And it is not as if this is the only fund that the 822 barangays are looking at. You have funds for livelihood from the Department of Agriculture. You have funds for livelihood from the DTI, from the DNR, from the Department of Labor. So it is not as if you could not address the needs of the 822 barangays in the meantime. But certainly the millions of our countrymen who are affected by the longest quarantine in the world would need an immediate assistance. And proof of this is the community pantry program, which suddenly sprouted all over the country because marami pong gutom, marami pong nangailangan ng tulong, at dahilan po sa wala silang nakukuhang o kulang ang ayuda na binibigay ng pamahalaan, nagpipila po para lang po makatanggap ng pangailangan. Of course, these are stopgap measures, but this indicates the urgent need for fiscal space and assistance to the people, to our people who lost their jobs or are affected by the pandemic and the lockdown.